Hello Aquarius, I'm Claire-Louise Hay from BeHealing.com and this is a soulmate reading for Aquarius. Now I'm recording this at the end of October 2019 and so it could be for now, for you, that these energies are in play, or it could be for whenever you're watching this. So this is like a timeless one. Well, I set my intention when I'm making these for the messages or part of the messages that you really need to hear. Those people that really need to hear this will see this video when it's right for them, okay? So if you're watching this now, forget about the timeline of it. There's something in it for you. That being said, if something isn't resonating with you in this reading, don't take it on. Don't take it on, just take the parts that resonate with you. That's because you might need to hear just part of this reading that's right for you. You might need to really need to hear that message, and your higher self is pushing you to watch this video to get that part of the message. But other parts, they're for other people. It's other people's messages, and so you don't need to take it on. You don't need to take on other people's problems. That would be crazy, huh? So take what's right for you, leave the rest. And so I've picked out a card for you, Aquarius. This is like the overriding theme for this soulmate reading. Now, when I talk about soulmates, I'm talking about the relationship that's going to be a long-term relationship for you. So, a soulmate being that person who's a really good match to you. You've got really similar paths. You're going to be going in the same direction. Someone that you can stay with in the long term. Not necessarily someone that gives you no challenges, but the challenges, they aren't massive challenges. Now, some people call that the twin flame, right? I call it a soulmate, and then the twin flame people, they think that soulmates are just people that are a match to you. Now, that's everybody in my mind. That's everybody. Whoever's in our life is a match to us in some way. That's how the law of attraction works, right? So I just call them human beings that are in our life, and soulmates being that special person to have a long-term relationship with, right? And so we get into relationships. They can be lesson relationships, and that they can be on the path to our soulmate, okay? So your overriding energy, Aquarius, is this between worlds. Ooh, maybe you're in between relationships, Aquarius. Let's read what Colette Baron-Reid says about this for the relationship message. Here we go. This is a time to explore the new energy between you and another. It's not a moment for certainty, but rather for discovery and curiosity. You don't yet know if this will last forever, so allow yourself to explore who you are and what is reflected back to you. This relationship is meant to educate you about yourself. What do you need? What do you like or dislike? What values are important to you? You're in a critical phase of your relationship that is not to be dismissed or hurried. That's really interesting. So this is great advice for everybody, really, especially around relationships, is to take it slowly. When you're getting into a relationship, what you're doing is you're attracted to someone, so you feel a connection, or you feel a sexual attraction, you feel some kind of attraction in some kind of way that is causing you to want to be in a relationship with them. And then you get to know them, and getting to know them is a really important step, instead of just diving in and going off those feelings of attraction and getting into a romantic relationship with them, right? Or just presuming that they're your soulmate because you're feeling these feelings and you're feeling this attraction and you're feeling this connection. It's like, they must be my soulmate, and just diving in there. Well, they might be a soulmate, but they might also be a lesson relationship. And so this is like slowing down, taking your time, getting to know them, right? So you might be in a relationship or between relationships at the moment. What I'm asking for is, what is this about for you, Pisces? So if you're in between relationships, it's about the last relationship that you're in, or this gap that you're in right now. If you are in a relationship at the moment, what that relationship is about for you. Okay, this is really interesting. So yeah, Aquarius, you're on track and surrender. This is saying that it's your agenda, right? Your higher self knows your soulmate and who would be right for you, and you don't necessarily know that just yet, Aquarius. So what you're asking for in a relationship, or what you think would be perfect for you, isn't necessarily what's right for you, because you're not truly knowing yourself yet, Aquarius. And so you're actually on track to your soulmate relationship, but you've got stuff to learn about yourself first, and you've got to surrender to that path. So maybe Aquarius, you've been like meeting people, getting into a relationship, thinking they're the one, then being really disappointed when you find out that they're not the one once you've got to know them, and then feeling bad, feeling like you're off track, feeling like you're not on the path to it, and then doing the same thing over and over again. And like, that is the path to your soulmate. Like, the path to your soulmate relationship is learning about yourself. It's learning about things, how you are in relationships. It's like learning relationship skills. It's learning what you've got going on in your vibration if you're attracting things that you don't want, and clearing that stuff up. So all of these lesson relationships are leading you toward the learning that you need to get to that soulmate relationship. And so you are on path. Now there's two ways of doing this, right? Of getting to our soulmate. We can do the inner work, we can do it by ourselves, or we can go in and out of relationships and learning within relationships. A mixture of the two is the best way, right? We don't need to do it all within relationship, because that's going to take us a long time, and it's going to be really gnarly. It's going to be like, you're going to get a lot of emotional debris, you're going to get a lot of emotional attachment. It's going to be hard to let go of people. You know what it's like, Aquarius, it's hard. In and out of relationships, it's really hard, but you are on track, and you just need to let go more. Let go of your agenda more, and know you've got things to learn. You've still got things to learn, Aquarius. Sorry, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet for that big relationship, but you are getting ready. And this relationship that you've been in, or that you are in at the moment, is getting you ready for your soulmate relationship. What else is it for you, Aquarius? This came out in another reading today, unrelated, in the Psychic Cafe today. So this relationship that you are in, or have just been in, the last one, it was showing you about freedom. So we don't just attract lessons in relationships, about relationships that are leading us to our soulmate, leading us to be ready for that big relationship. We're also attracting things, we're attracting people that have another lesson for us too. Not necessarily about relationships, but about our lives. And so that person that you're with or are with is showing you freedom. It's showing you an aspect of freedom. So, this happens in romantic relationships. It happens in any kind of relationship. We can attract friendships. Maybe this person should have just been, should have just been a friend. Maybe not. But we can attract colleagues. We can attract anybody into our lives that's showing us something like this, freedom. And so this relationship that you are in or have been in, there's an aspect of them that is, they've got more freedom than you maybe, or they're showing a different aspect of freedom because you have that within yourself, or you have the potential of that within yourself. And so it's asking you to write that down. Write what they're showing you down about freedom, so that you can get really clear on that. They're a messenger, they're giving you a gift, or they did give you a gift of showing you your path toward freedom. There's something in there for you, in that. So yeah, truly a gift, that person. So if you just had a breakup and you're only seeing the negatives at the moment, time to start looking at the positives about freedom. And wow, Aquarius, the freedom card has come out again, the second freedom card. So this relationship's so much about freedom, but for being free of criticism. This isn't like moving away from people criticizing you. I'm not picking that up about this at all. I'm picking up that this is about criticism of freedom, right? So maybe your family or people, or the community that you've been around, maybe you want this freedom. Maybe maybe you want to be a traveler, or maybe you want to like quit a job and do your own thing. But when you talk to people that are around you about that, they are criticizing you about it. So they're criticizing your pursuit of freedom. Now there's something in this relationship that you're in or have been in that has shown you, maybe they were pursuing their freedom, maybe they have this freedom and they've managed to break free of that criticism, or they're still being criticized but they don't care anymore, they're doing it anyway. They were showing you like what to do to claim your freedom and to break free of this criticism. So there has so many gifts for you in this relationship, and especially around freedom. And so again, I'm being brought back to these first two cards. You're on track, surrender. It's like, let go of trying to make this relationship into what you think it could be or it should be. Let it be what it is. They're showing you about freedom. They're leading you toward freedom. Let that be enough. That's amazing. Like, that's amazing, especially if you've shared good times together. And yeah, if you've finished this relationship now, see it from that way. Don't look at it as a failure, that you weren't on track, that it didn't turn out to be that soulmate relationship. That's okay. It was an amazing relationship that was teaching you about freedom. So you are on track. So let go of the negative focus on it. Now, what is this relationship, or was this relationship for them? What's their part in it? Oh, okay. Yeah, so some lessons for them from you in this. It's important for you to know this stuff, Aquarius. That, is it true? That's the card of like them questioning what's true for them, what's not true for them, and I am good enough. And so you really triggered them, Aquarius, into maybe they didn't feel good enough for you, and maybe you had this image of them, of their potential, or of who you wanted them to be, and you always wanted them to be that, and so they weren't kind of good enough for you, and so they picked up on that, and they're asking themselves now, like, is it true that I'm not good enough? Is it true that I should be like they were telling me to be? Or am I actually okay, like who I am, and I just need to find someone that loves me for who I am? So, yeah, don't let that make you feel bad, Aquarius. We all do it. We all put our rose-tinted spectacles on and then see the potential in people and love them for who we wish that they were, and then find out that they're not and get a bit disappointed with them. It's only natural to do that, right? But we need to stop. We need to start really, really getting to know people, getting to know if they are really right for us, seeing them for who they are, and deciding on whether to get into a relationship based on that. So you made them like not feel good enough, but it's okay because they weren't good enough for you. They're not your soulmate relationship. So that's okay. It's okay that they're going through that, Aquarius. Don't feel bad about it. We all do it. We all go through that. You've had it done to you too, you know. And maybe you're feeling that same way too because they weren't good enough for you. They weren't the right person for you. And that's okay. They had so much to offer you. So it was a good relationship. It was a positive one, or it is a positive one. What is it in it? What's their part in it? Oh, awesome. Aquarius, you encourage them to wake up. You've like woken up parts of them that were sleeping. Like they woke up the freedom part in you. They might have inspired you to seek that freedom and to go for it and just ignore all the criticism and everyone else telling you that you shouldn't want that or whatever. And you've encouraged them to wake up aspects of themselves too. That's awesome. So they've got a lot out of the relationship too. Very successful relationship, even if it is over. A successful relationship if you're still in it now. But really, Aquarius, see it for what it is. This isn't the soulmate relationship for you. This is not the long-term one, but you are headed toward it. So that's amazing. Feel good about that you've encouraged them to wake up parts of themselves. So Aquarius, you might be focused on how they didn't wake up. It's like that, being disappointed that they weren't already woken up to that aspect in themselves, but don't focus on that. Feel good that you've triggered something, even if they haven't woken up to it yet. You planted that seed inside of them. They are waking up to it. Yeah, you encourage them to do that, and so that's fantastic. You've provided a service for them now, which is awesome. But you know, Aquarius, do you really want to be of service to? Is that the kind of relationship you want to be in? Do you want them to be a client? Do you want them to be a project? Not really. You want to find someone that's really just like you. Like, you want to be really loving yourself so that when you find someone just like you, who can give as much as you give and love you just as you are, then you're going to love each other and have a great time. You're not going to be each other's projects. You're not going to have to criticize them or try and wake them up or anything. You're not going to have to do any of that for each other. Sure, there's going to be some challenges, but not the big ones like that. You're not going to have to change them as a person. So let go of that, hey Aquarius. So what else was it for them? Oh, you were like, Okay, so you are, or you were like a definitive change for them. So it's like an end of an old phase. It's like they're growing, or so maybe they were always in a similar kind of relationship, or maybe they were in a really long-term relationship before you, and then, or maybe you were the really long-term relationship, and then it's like everything's changed for them now. They're moving into a new chapter of their life. They're going to be in very different relationships. So you could be that new. You could be like the first person of that new change, that new growth, or you could be the last of the similar kind of relationships. So maybe they just kept on getting together with people that saw the best in them instead of seeing them for who they really are, and the flaws and stuff, and loving their flaws, and so that might be a recreation of their mum or the dad or someone that criticized them in childhood, and they've seen it really clearly by being with you, and they've decided to change that now. So either way, you're like in you've played a pivotal role in their growth, because the up until now card is like drawing a line in the sand, going, this stops now, and a whole new beginning for them. So feel good about that too. And so hopefully that has encouraged you to see the bright side if this relationship is finished, or the bright side of the relationship that you're in. Still picking up that it's not the soulmate relationship that you're in. If you want to be in that soulmate relationship, let's have a look at this card again. Yeah, between worlds. So, you know, it could be Aquarius that you're in between worlds too, just like that person that you're in a relationship or are in a relationship with. You're changing to a whole new beginning now. I'm hearing self-love of really becoming a whole person, so that you're going for someone that's just like you, for someone that can give as much as that you give, Aquarius. Someone that's as quirky as you too, because look at the difference in those two cards. It's like going from boring grey. Maybe you've been in boring grey relationships, and you're moving toward this flamingo relationship, and it's like it's time for you to stand proud of who you are, really own that, really love yourself. Because the relationship, the soulmate relationship that you've got coming, Aquarius, is amazing. It's someone that's just like you. You're going to lift each other up. It's going to feel amazing. You're not going to want to change them. They're just going to be amazing. You're going to love the flaws in them too, and just as you love the flaws that are in you. So if you'd like a personalized soulmate relationship, I've got an amazing deal at the moment. They're $30 off right now. And so if you want your specific steps to get into your soulmate relationship, which some people call a twin flame relationship, it's that long-term person that's completely right for you, then click on that link and order one. I get those out within 24 hours of ordering them. So if you like this video and this reading, please give a thumbs up. Tell me how you resonated with it. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing these quite regularly, I think, whenever my guides give me the nudge to do it. I hope that helped you, Aquarius, and I'll see you next time. Bye.